That was awesome. And sorry for the interruption. So let's start again from the beginning, okay?
Just do it one more. Okay. Yay!
Brava!
Yay!
Brava! That
Really
was
good.
very, very nice. We were also very impressed by your video of the Lalo. So very good work with that. How old are you?
So I translated that you have,
And so how old is she? How old are you, Lucia?
10. She's 10.
10. Wow, very impressive.
You're such a terrific violinist. Done so well with this piece. How long have you worked on the how long have you
On the Bach?
Yeah.
On this? Maybe, I think in total 3 weeks now.
Wow.
Good job. You know, we can talk about just a few things, I think. First of all, just try to stay nice and relaxed in your bowing, right? Just try to give a lot of as you're bowing. Just try to almost feel like you're letting loose of the bow. You don't want to grab it too. You know, you don't want to let it. Very relaxed in your approach to the bowing. You know, in my opinion, I feel like you could play just a little slower, and I think that would maybe enable you to play a little bit more clarity on the notes. You know, there's some really difficult technical things both with the bowing and also coordinating the bow and the left hand. Um, and I think a little slower would actually help with that a little bit. Okay, why don't you start from the beginning and just play just maybe just a little slower, just a little bit slower. You want to try it? Okay.
Nur langsamer. Vom Anfang und langsamer.
Yeah.
Can we stop you there?
Good. Very nice. I think you started out at a really good tempo. I think it had a lot of control to it. And you got a little faster as you played on. I would practice it. If I were practicing this, I would practice it with a metronome. Just try to keep it really controlled. And I think you have to be careful of measures like where you have to do slurs and separate bows that you don't that you make the notes very even in rhythm. I think it's kind of a tendency to go faster on the separate bows or and slower on the slur, or it could be the other way around, but just everything, just really even rhythm. Let's see. Hey, can you start from actually, Louisa, can you start from just very even. Try not to let it rush. Just keep it in control. Hey, can you start from measure 5? Do you have music there? Can you start right from measure 5? Yeah. Yeah. Good. You started out just a little too slow, and you looked like you were a little uncomfortable with that tempo. But as you played on, I think it fell into a tempo that you were comfortable with. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Langsam gestartet und es war ein bisschen, fühlte sich ein bisschen
Yeah.
unwohl und dann hast du aber das richtige Tempo bekommen, dann ging es besser.
Yeah. It's really good. When did you want to say something?
I just have a couple different things to think about than David. I love the way you played this. I love that it was very light. So this is a dance, and I feel that sometimes everything is too much on one level. So I'd like to hear like a little bit more architecture. So ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 da 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 da. So like a little bit more of a stress, so it's more like a dance. And then when you have a long note, for instance, in measure 17, don't let the energy of the note stop. You want it to go forward. Da 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 ba ba da 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 ba 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 ba. Da. So you don't want to let the energy of that stop because then it sounds like you're starting again. So and that was just I forget where the other one is. It's in measure
This part.
Soll das weitergehen? Das heißt, ich muss jetzt stoppen.
yes, in measure 5. Da, ba, 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 da, 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 da. So I think sometimes if you give too much of a stop, da, yeah. Sorry that I'm singing instead of using my violin.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's Louisa, let's go on to the second page. Can you try that a little bit more to make it feel more like a dance? So not every note in every measure has the same amount of weight. Da ba da ba ba da ba
So,
ba
wenn
ba
man
da
macht,
da da da.
das in einem Tanz, ich spiele es immer.
Yes. I like that very much. I like
Yeah.
that very much. Oh, were you gonna say
No,
something?
just be careful that you make these word notes really clear. Just really play really clear definition on every note within every slur. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you start On the second page, at the repeat, like at
Start on the
measure
second.
21.
Can you?
Measure 21.
Let's go on to the second.
Right. So Louisa, right? Louisa. Louisa. So for instance, there at the end of measure 22, don't let the energy of that note stop. I want you to like think about a longer musical sentence. Yeah. Can you demonstrate it?
Just see.
Yeah, but I think
There you go.
I mean, there has
Is that
to
what it
have
is?
a little bit of a breath. Sorry.
Yeah, a little bit of a breath.
So, yeah, so there has to be a feeling of that, but you don't want to let the note stop. So not that. More like that. Does
Yeah.
that, do
Yes.
you
So the
understand?
music just kind of keeps going. Yeah.
Yeah, so start again from the beginning of that section. Yeah.
We have about 4 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, you have to hold it just a little bit longer. The bum, ba ba ba
Yeah, make
ba.
sure you really count. Da, 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 da,
Yeah,
da.
but
Right,
that
right in rhythm.
it's very nice.
Good.
That was great. That was very nice.
And just don't rush the slurred notes. Just don't rush the don't go too fast on the slurred notes. It's very even rhythm.
That was beautiful. That
Yeah.
was excellent. Very, very good.
Here.
So David would like you to start in measure 22. Sorry, 32.
Can you
Measure 32.
Can we skip to measure 32? Starts on a C sharp.
Or maybe 31 is good.
31.
31.
How about there? Yeah. And keep going.
Actually,
Okay.
Louisa, so one thing that might help to keep you from rushing is, for instance, at the end of measure 32, to let the notes lead in dynamic and energy toward measure 33. And I think in doing that, it will keep you from pushing on the tempo.
Can we start in 32? Can we, Louisa, can you start in measure 32? You start in 32? It's right there. Yeah. And I think maybe just a little bit of a slowdown at the end and end end a little bit more forte, I think. Da, 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 da. Just right to the end. Just to, Hey, do the last measure. The last measure. Yeah. Da, 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 just a bit bigger sound. Okay, well,
Yeah, that's the right idea. It looks like we have to go on to the next performer, but brava, brava.
wow,
You were
good
very,
job.
Bravo.
very good.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
And my apologies for interrupting before. I hadn't realized you started without me.
Oh, that's okay.
It was
I
great, but
wasn't
it
sure.
sounds wonderful.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Luisa.
Uh,
So now
Luisa
we're up with
Valentina, welcome.
Now, can you hear us?
Yes.
yes, yes.
I will also do the translation. Yeah.
Okay,
Wonderful.
okay.
Terrific.
Thank you, thank
Thanks so
you.
much.
I wish we
Willkommen.
spoke German, but we don't.
All right. Let's see. Luisa, you're going to play the Vinyowski, right? The Polonaise Brilliant. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good. You want to just, maybe what we should do, why don't we do this? Why don't you start right at the beginning and,
Du sollst am Anfang
Why don't you
starten.
have her play 2 pages?
yeah, why don't you play like 2 pages, okay?
2 Seiten sollst du spielen. Ja, das war
Okay, good.
Also los.
Very good.
Nochmal.
That was
Bravo.
beautiful.
Good
Brava,
job.
brava.
Wow.
That's
Good job.
amazing. So
Yeah.
how old are you, Luisa?
Wie alt du bist.
It's 10 years old.
Wow.
Oh my gosh,
Good
you're
job.
you're incredible. You're
You're so
amazing.
talented.
That
Such a
was
talented player.
I can see very clearly that you and the other Luisa Marie, have a great teacher, and I can tell that you are great
Yeah.
students because I can see by your positions that you are very, very good and you've been listening to your teacher. So very good for
Yeah.
both of you
Ich habe
guys.
Ralf immer gut
Excellent.
zugehört.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to be first?
I'll tell you what, I'll just say a couple of things, okay? On the first page, make sure that you really take a close look at the rhythm. What Vinyalski has written here is a little different than what our instincts want us to play.
Das
So what's
geschrieben
written
ist
is,
nicht ein Instinkt, das
instead of instead of that, it's a 16th note, da dum, and then it's da 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 da. That's what he wrote. Yeah, do you see that on the music?
ob du
Yeah.
das siehst
Yeah.
So
auf dem
it's just one thing to kind of keep in mind. I think
das
probably,
im Hinterkopf behalten.
it's probably good if we just really observe the rhythm, um, just really carefully on the. Hey, why don't you try that at the beginning?
And
Du sollst
having
es mal versuchen am Anfang.
and also, Louisa, can you make it sound more like a dance? So I think be very
Hände.
free with your bow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. Hey, do you practice with a metronome?
Ob du mit einem Metronom übst?
Do you practice
Yes.
Good for you. Yeah, so do I. I practice with a metronome every day, and I actually practiced this piece a little bit, and I used a metronome when I practiced it, and it was really helpful because it really kept me really right in rhythm, and I think that's part of the beauty of this piece. We want the rhythm. Music is made up of rhythm and pitch, and we got to have both of those things working really perfectly, I think, in order for the music to make sense. So really good job. Good job. On the up bow staccato, when you're going da, 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 da,
Ja.
try to get a little bit more of a like a bite, like a
Bis.
let's see.
Um,
So you get a little bit more like clarity. You know what I mean? You're doing a pretty good job with that,
Ja.
though. It's really impressive the way you're doing it. Just go for a lot of clarity in your notes there on the up bow staccato. Really impressive.
Um, two quick things, Louisa. So in two before A, two measures before A, the
Zwei Takte
downbeats.
vor A.
You're taking time there, but actually the phrase doesn't end until two measures later. So at the end of the uppo staccato, you want to go on. So I think what's happening is that you're um, relaxing there, but I feel like the phrase needs to finish. And then when you get to the phrase in before A, da
Vor
da da
A.
ba da da ba da. So you have to make it sound like the end of a thought, and then we're going to start again. So I feel like it has to do with how you're using your bow, because you want to taper that off. Da 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 ba da ba da ba. Sorry about my bad singing, and sorry that I didn't get my violin.
Um,
So, can you try from the beginning? And this will be the second time. So when you get there, go on to A,
just
to
take it
letter
as you
A.
go without the repeat.
Du sollst nicht die Wiederholung spielen, sondern weitermachen bei A und dieses mit dem Abrasieren heißt das, glaube ich. Ja?
good job. Look at the last two measures of the first page. You're playing some wrong
Letzten
notes.
zwei Takte von der ersten Seite.
We'll see. And then just to make sure you got the right notes there.
Ja,
You played some
nochmal
wrong.
anschauen, dass die Noten sicher stimmen.
Yeah.
Ne?
Yes.
Right. Hey, can you just do this? Just right there. That's measure 39.
Das da. Hier.
It's the last four measures.
The last four measures of the
Yeah.
page.
It's you do that. That's it. Yes, that's it. That's the right notes now. Good job. Good.
The other thing is when you have to jump up to play the harmonics or a high note, because things happen so quickly on the violin, we have to think about them ahead of time. Because if you wait until it's too late and then you're thinking about it, then it's past the time. So yeah. So can you start at A and play again when you have to go for the higher harmonic on the? Is that the E?
It's
The E. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Prepare your hand and think about it ahead of time.
Ja, also dass du vorher weißt, was
Might
bei der
do.
Ton kommt. Und du sollst bei A nochmal anfangen. Also
Oh, yeah.
Start. Jetzt. Jetzt denke ich. Okay.
Louisa, I have an idea what might help with that. What if you slid into the harmonic a little bit? Like if you played a little, let's see.
Also
Let's see.
wie ich
What if you slid into it just a little bit? You might hit it more easily. You want to try it? You do from almost. Hey, try it once more. Try one more.
You're just going a little too high.
Bisschen weniger hoch. Yeah!
Yay! Great job. That was
That was really
excellent.
good.
Okay, so can we start from the second page?
Zweite Seite.
Yeah, she's very good.
Okay.
Jetzt fang einfach an. Ja.
Hey, on the fourth measure, measure four.
That's in the third measure.
I'm going to tell you
Oh,
about
sorry.
the fourth measure. In the fourth measure, if you could watch the rhythm a little bit, I think I'd play a so make sure it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Hey, Louisa, can you start from here? Can you go right there? Louisa, that's pretty pretty good. I think you're taking just a little too long on the trill.
Well, the Nachschlags are too late. So the Nachschlags have to be a part of the trill. They're in the rhythm of the trill.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
We have 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay,
Good.
thanks.
Hey, can you, Louisa, can you do that one more time? Can you do one more time there? There you go.
That was
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Beautiful. Good job. Oh, can I just say one more thing? In the very first measure, I would, instead of stopping the bow, try
Also
just try to.
Save a little bit more bow for it though. So you might not want to expend all your bow all the way. Yeah, save. Yeah.
Save on the long note. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That was
So
terrific.
play it again and keep going.
He started again from the top of the page.
und weitermachen.
Good. And when you do, give a little bit more bow. Just da 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 da. Okay. It's a hard place to start. It's very expansive bowing. Da ya da 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 da. Try up bow. Go up. Try up bow. Try up bow. That's good. I think the bowing's backwards, but it's okay.
That's right.
That's right. Good. Where's a good place to start?
She can go on a B.
Yeah.
Or
Hey,
she can
you know
start at
what,
C.
Louisa? Can we start? Can you start right there? It's before C. 1, 2, 3, 4 measures with the.
Weißt du wo?
Yeah.
Start right
Yeah.
there.
Ja.
That's great. And keep going. Keep going.
Bei C warst du.
And can we go on? Can we go on? Okay, good. Louisa, when you're playing octaves, play the bottom note louder and the top note softer.
Die untere Note
Yeah,
laut.
like so make the bottom note really loud and the top note softer.
Yeah, let the bottom note guide the intonation. So the bottom note determines the intonation.
Die untere Note bestimmt die Intonation, nicht die obere. Ja?
Good. And Louisa, try to stay nice and relaxed. To stay nice and relaxed in your shoulders. When you make the big shift, like just still very relaxed, okay? Good.
We're at about time here.
Okay.
We could
Wow.
maybe spare another minute.
Okay.
Well, actually, I mean, the piece is another 6 pages long.
She
So,
sounds
yeah.
great.
I
She's
know,
really,
that was amazing,
yeah,
Louisa.
bravo.
So
Bravo.
beautiful.
Good
Thank
Yeah,
you
job.
very
very much.
And
impressive.
congratulations to your teacher as well.
Yes.
Yes. Danke.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Louisa.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Is Yifeng?
So
Hello.
does Ifang go by Ifang or by Sean? I saw Sean. So what does he prefer we call him?
Your mute button is on.
Ah. Oh, me?
No,
Oh,
Yifeng.
okay. I don't see him. Where is he?
We don't even.
Oh, Philip's on. I don't. Is he on? Oh, there he is.
Okay. Yeah, his mute button is on.
Do you see him?
Yeah, he's
he's
on,
there.
but his mute's
Okay,
on.
here we go.
Can you unmute him?
I can ask. I can only see people that have their cameras on. That's what I have it set to.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I see. He's on, but he's not. He's muted.
Give a chat.
Yeah. So, Ethan, can you unmute yourself and turn on your video, please? I don't think I'm I'm not a host. I can't do it.
Oh, you can't do it.
No, I can't. Yeah. Can I put in the chat?
are you texting him?
I'm chatting. Yeah.
Okay, I was just about to.
Maybe he went away from the camera.
Oh, now he's gone.
Oh. Maybe we
Internet
scared
trouble.
maybe we scared him. He's like, I'm out of here.
No.
He's like, ah!
Oh, he's back. Hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
I gotta get him back. I gotta go to the control room. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hi, Philip. I don't know if you're there. I can see I can see you. Who else is on there? Uh, I also saw that Ed was there for a while, but Ed's not there anymore. Wharton.
Oh.
I tapped the wrong thing.
Did you listen?
Okay, he's coming back.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
That's okay.
It's okay. I got 3 things going on.
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay, hold on.
There
There
he
you
is.
are. Bravo, bravo. Ethan, can you we're having trouble hearing you, so if you can put your cursor up towards the top of the screen, it should say turn on original sound, which means that as actually it should say turn off original sound.
Turn off original sound.
Yeah. Because your sound is going away, and can you maybe stand a little closer to the mic? We heard most of you. Yeah. Okay. That's great. That would be great. Okay, excellent. That was very beautiful. I can see again that you have a really good teacher. You're a really good student. I can tell you've been doing what your teacher tells you to do. You did very nicely. Your bow control was excellent. So, having said that, can you play a little bit again from the beginning, because we were having trouble. Your sound wasn't coming through very well.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
So do you mind starting from the beginning again? And why don't you just play up to the first ending, and then we'll stop, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Good. Good. Very nice. Very, very good. So, one thing is this is you played this very beautifully, but have you played this with the piano?
Yeah.
Okay, because as you know, anytime you're holding your long notes, the piano is playing 16th notes. And so you have to be really careful that you count it so you're staying right in rhythm. Okay? So I think that's one thing that you have to watch for. You want to?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know, Jim.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. Yeah. So let's try that again from the beginning. Can you just be sure that um, you're counting the long notes and you're doing the right counting? Then one thing I want you to think about maybe is relaxing your vibrato just a little bit. For my taste, I feel like it's a little too fast for this piece. Has your teacher talked to you about that a little bit?
No, he told me to do fast vibrato.
Ah, got it. Well, then you're good. That's good because you're doing what your teacher told you to do. Okay. How about if you can you make it a little bit like wider, so not quite so narrow. That yes, because I feel like it could be a little bit more relaxed instead of too fast. Because you don't want to let it interrupt the kind of sound that you're making. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, my teacher like wants me to do a small and fast vibrato.
Got it. Okay, then you know what? You should do exactly what your teacher says. That's very good. So let's try it though. Let's go again. And one thing that you might think about doing is keeping your pinky a little bit more relaxed instead of letting it straighten out, which causes a little bit of tension here. Does your teacher talk to you a little bit about that?
No.
Okay, because what you want to do is try and keep your hand a little bit more relaxed. So if you're not playing with your pinky, instead of letting it get straight, you might just kind of keep it in a nice resting, relaxed position. Does that make sense? Can you try that a little bit? Yeah. Two, three, four, five, six, one, two. Good. Yifeng, that was I liked your vibrato that time. I felt like it was a little bit slower and it a little bit more relaxed. I thought that was really beautiful that time. So let me see. If you look at hold on, I need to find your music really quick.
Okay, right here.
So if you look at the second line, the second measure, that A flat. So two things about it. If you it has oh, I see. Never mind. My part, which I have of this Bach, has a crescendo, and I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so I felt like it needed to grow into the next note. And the reason for that is you're playing in a lower register here on this note. And if you don't keep the sound up, what happens when you go up to the E string? Then it sounds a lot louder just because the E string is louder than the D string because it's in a higher range. So
We're at about 3 minutes.
I feel like thanks, Jim. I feel like if you let that sound, if you can continue it, and then let the dynamics match a little bit more. Do you understand what I mean when I say that?
Yeah.
Can you try that? I think the A flat is that a down bow? Down up down. It should be a down bow. The A flat's a down bow. So if you grow into then it won't sound like all of a sudden you're playing a lot louder when you get to the E string. That's
That
the
was
right idea. So one thing that you want to do is conserve the bow at the beginning. So if you use up too much bow, and then we often need the bow so we can turn around the corner. So if we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. Did you see what I did? So I kind of saved it, and then when I needed it, then I was able to use more bow and then turn around the corner because I had that freedom of my motion. Can you try that one more time? Save at the beginning of the bow, and then you can expend it later on. Yeah, that's the right idea. That was
Yeah.
beautiful.
I think when we're sitting on long notes, the tendency is to kind of let the music stop, but the music doesn't stop. The music keeps going. So when you get to the long notes, just kind of keep that music going. Keep the vibrato going. Start with a slower bow. Generate substance in the sound as you get closer to the tip, and that'll help. Hey, you know what? I just want to mention one quick thing while I'm thinking about it. In the three measures from the end of the piece, I think you're playing a wrong note. There should be it should be A flat followed by a B flat, and I think you're playing a B natural by accident there. You see where I'm talking about? Sometimes you, it seems like you're playing a B natural there. So, but I think it's a, so it's it should be not right. I think that's what's written. So you're just playing a wrong note right there. Hey, would you try that? Would you start from 5 measures from the very end of the piece? Just count backwards 5
We have
meters.
about 1 minute left.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it. Yes, that's right. Exactly. That's exactly right. That's yeah, I think that'll work better probably with the piano part as well. If you play a B flat there.
You played very well, Yifeng, because I love your bow control. Your
Beautiful.
bowing was so beautiful. It was very very straight, but very very beautiful. And so I think keep working on not letting the music or the energy of the notes stop when you have the long notes. But you played this really beautifully. It was very very well prepared,
Yeah.
and I was very
Good
impressed
job.
with your playing. Good
Bravo,
job.
bravo.
Yeah. In fact, everybody who played today was all three of you guys were amazing.
So talented.
I'm so impressed with your what you've done, all your preparation. You're prepared very, very well. So you guys should be very proud of your accomplishments.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo,
Bravo.
And
everybody.
thank you, David and Win.
Sure.
They'll be joining us again in 2 hours. And now we're going to bring in Philip Wharton. Hi, Philip.
Hey,
Hey, Philip.
I've got to go teach a student here, so I have to log off.
Hey,
But I'll
guys.
join back. Hey, Philip.
Hey, nice to see you, Philip.
Nice
Thank you all.
to see
Okay,
you.
I'll leave and come back.
Can you hear me? Is it working?
Yes, I can hear you. Welcome. Yeah, and
Okay, cool.
we're thrilled to have you here, Philip. For everyone on here watching or listening, I mean, David, Wynn, Philip, and I, we're all longtime friends and colleagues. We met at the Rocky Ridge Music Center in Estes Park, Colorado, and we've had a lot of great times together. And you have a fabulous musician and teacher here for you today. We're so thrilled to have you, Philip. He has degrees from Juilliard and Eastman, and I've performed with him many times. We performed Stravinsky, didn't we? The Soldiers March. Wait, it was just a couple of years ago. Yeah.
And me.
Yeah.
We did the full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've played a select few of your fabulous compositions. One with you too. Was it the games we played?
Yeah, we played that. I made you work very hard.
Yes. Yeah. It's fabulous writing, fabulous playing, fabulous teaching. We're so thrilled to have you here, Philip, and welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, definitely. If you're just entering, we're just going to ask that if you're not performing, that you leave your camera off and your microphone off. And we have the string quartet. Are they here? I don't know if they're here.
I don't see them logged in yet.
Uh-oh. Venus.
But Anna is here.
Yeah, I am here.
Ah, there we go.
Okay. Well,
Shall we start with Anna since she's here?
Yeah, since Anna's here, why don't we start with Anna, and I'll see if I can contact the quartet, make sure they're okay. Welcome, Anna.
Hi, welcome.
And
Okay.
And I'll let you two take it away. Oh, she's not set up. But
Okay.
yeah, take
You're
it.
doing the... Oh, okay.
I can start.
It's okay. Take a minute.
Okay. So I will play Vinyatsky, Leyenda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Brava! Very nice indeed. Very good. Love that you use your whole bow. You use the entire bow. It's very nice to see somebody using the entire bow. Shall we work this backwards? So we'll work it backwards. So we'll start at the return of the slow part. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So do you see in your music that it says, so you're not going to use the mute, correct? I have in my music, it says consort. So you're not using, fine. Just want to make sure. So it also, yeah, no, that's fine. It also says sottovoce right there, right? Yeah. So you need to create that. It's going to be slightly different. Hang on, let me just make sure. Because at the opening, it just says semplice, correct?
Yeah.
So here you need to get that different mood that we have it at sottovoce. And so what I want to really talk about is your use of vibrato. You tend to stop it and start it. And so perhaps here at the sottovoce, before things get go, just use the lightest bit of vibrato, but all the time. So it's. Can you see me? I can't see my own camera, so I don't know where. Can you see me? You can see me. So we have just a very light vibrato that doesn't stop. So on each of the small notes. So would you try that just right there?
Yeah.
So just keep your vibrato always going. Yes, exactly. So now when we get to right here where you have the accents on the E flats and then on the Gs,
yeah,
right? If you could also, rather than just doing it with the bow, use a vibrato accent. So you have. So that you just feel this, this impulse to move forward with vibrato as well as the bow.
okay.
Yeah. So start right from that B flat. Exactly. Do you hear how much more musical it is by doing that? Yes. All right. So next is, okay, then that was all lovely. When you get to the G flat, we need to have a special color when all of a sudden you change chord and go to all the flats. So that's where, make sure in the forte, very wide, fast vibrato, and then right when you get to the G flat, smaller and a little slower.
Okay.
On the vibrato, so that it becomes a little more floaty. So start at the piano espressivo. See how much more, there was just so much more color with that. So that's lovely. Now when with the double stops that come up next, try to make sure you balance the bow to the lower note. That's why you're getting a slightly bright sound, and I can tell by your facial expression, you're not liking that brightness of sound. So just balance towards the lower note.
Yeah.
So yeah, just start right at 172. Right at the pianissimo, yeah.
The same place?
Oh, sorry, no, we're starting right at. That's right on the bar where the double stops start. So, right, sorry, yeah. Right here. Oh, you got it. Yep. So you just need to practice it and you'll get it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you get the idea. The first two were great, and then when you got to the B flats, it went a little wonky. So you want to try one more time?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Now on those really long bows with the double stops, you're tending to press the sound a little bit when you get to the tip.
Okay.
So so the actual way to not do that is to make sure when you get to the frog that you support a little more with your pinky so that it's not so heavy that you feel the need to press at the tip. So balance it out at the other side of things. I think you can practice that on your own because we're going to run out of time soon. And may I make one fingering suggestion, which is at the very end, rather than doing what it says, I do shift here. Oh, sorry. So I'm really right there, so I can end on a 3 and have a little vibrato. So I shift on the B flats.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I'm not going to make you do that, right now. So, and then, okay, so then let's just hit the middle section quickly because I want to do, let's see. Okay, now I bow it backwards from you. I start on a down bow, so don't pay attention to my bowing, okay? But again, it's more that you need to have just it feels as if you're pressing your fingers down a little too hard. So it's causing you to get stuck rather. So it should just float light, because this is where everything's happy. So a lighter, faster bow and keep the fingers light. So just start at the top of the.
I'm sorry to interrupt really quick. We could do a few more minutes here, and
Okay.
I just heard from the quartet, and they're stuck a little bit. So is Judith in here?
I see she's
Okay.
got her.
Judith, maybe would you be able to go in 5 minutes?
You go ahead and play while he does
it's
that.
okay. I'll figure it
go ahead
out.
and start.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Hold it. I lost. There we go. Okay, one thing. You're starting right at the tip, which is making you have to do really fast. So if you start in the middle of the bow, then you'll get to the frog more easily so that you can get, have the full bow for the whole bar. So just try starting in the mid bow. Yes. Did you hear how much, because you had the bow start at the same speed both directions, so then the sound is just immediately right where you want it. And I think that allowed your hand to be much more relaxed. Did that feel better?
Yeah.
Did it feel better to start there? Yeah, so I would do that. Okay. Yeah, so then the next big problem is that because of your bowing, this is hard. Because you have to do that backwards, rather than, that's much easier than. So you have to really think about rotating your wrist so that you're ready for the, and then rotate the wrist up so that you almost, feel weird. Try that right there. Start on the, just start right there. That's fine. Yeah, you have to really, okay, it's both the wrist and it's this joint. if you can, let's see, can you see how it's this thing? Yeah, I mean, you have to really, don't raise this, but raise
Okay.
this. Exactly. It's going to feel very strange right now. Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I call it is, I call it a flop. You just let your arm flop up. And so you'll have to practice it, you know, by yourself, because it's going to sound terrible as all your small muscles learn how to make the micro adjustments to make it sound beautiful. But then you'll have a nice rich sound on the low E, so it doesn't sound crunchy and awkward. Because the bowing is fine. It's just it's always balancing which things are hard. So that's the one spot there. And then I would suggest when you get to the new key where it's in the do the first one up, so you can have a really lovely big gliss, and then go, and also then you have more color.
Okay.
I'm just changing the fingering. So the first time, do it on the D and A, and then I'm not going to make you play that right now because sight reading new fingerings, there's always a, yeah, you don't need that. Then, so that was, okay. The other spot before we get cut off is where you have that pedal G thing, the is right there. That same thing with the flop, you know, with the arm going up with the wrist, because I'm not hearing the low G, and we really need to feel that pedal pushing us through that big thing, the chromatic scale. How, let's just stop with the chromatic scale. How are you, because I noticed you had a little glitchy with the chromatic scale. Restart it at the top of page.
Sorry, what? I lost you.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. How are you thinking about how that chromatic scale works? So how are you thinking about your fingers and your bow?
Oh, okay, just
So there we go. You need to have sort of a
finger.
physical plan. Yeah. Yeah.
And I
So
have
the way I think of
parents.
it is that I think of it. Yeah. So
Oh,
the way I do it is I think of it as sort of 4 slow, and sort of 4 sort of fast, and then I start, and then the slur. So if you think of it as sort of 4 slow, 4 speeding up, and I also do it with the fingering. So I do 4 3 2 1 4 3 2 1 4 3 2 1, and then a full chromatic fingering down, so that it's just both parts of me are organized.
okay.
Otherwise, you just sort of hope for the best, and it sometimes doesn't happen. So do you want to maybe try it that way? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so that part is great. You got that. I would really suggest at the beginning 4 3 2 1 4 3 2 1 4 3 2 1.
okay.
Try that. And then straight down.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So what?
And then now now you're fingering. So 2 1, and then you're there.
Okay.
Yeah, because once you got to that G, you were great. It was getting to the G. So if you organize the hand and the bow, it'll get you down, and you're set, and it's a big glorious moment we all love.
Okay.
So does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 Okay, let me see.
1, 4,
Perfect. Okay, no, it's sounding like, is there any spot you want to hit before Jim tells us we have to go?
I'm unable to get a hold of anybody. The quartet
Oh,
got the time mixed up. I need to hear from them, but they're not ready yet.
okay,
Is
okay.
Judith? Can you hear me? I've tried calling her home in Germany too.
Oh, Judith is in Germany. Ah, oh, okay. So, well, let's
I would say
continue.
you could keep going until someone pops in. If
Fine. No, no, no.
bonus
Yeah, so
time.
let's go ahead and start right at the moderato maestoso.
Okay.
Okay? Because we can do some bow stuff there. Yes, much better this time. What I notice is, especially when you're on Sol G, you tend to allow the violin to drop when you get to the frog, rather than bringing it to there. So you. So if you can keep the violin up, we're going to get a lot more sound, and that way the bow doesn't feel like doing that at the frog.
Okay.
Okay. So did you hear that crunch? That was much better. But did you hear the crunch right at the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was because you, rather than bringing it to, you had it did something funky. You know, the violin started moving. So stabilize the violin, and then, and you can pull it. Uh-huh. Yes, that was lovely. Did you hear this change in the sound? And it was just full and rich the whole time through. So definitely that. Okay, let us now, since we have time and we can do all sorts of fun things, let us go to the middle section.
Yeah.
And there was a weird intonation thing. So I just want to hear what happened. It's between the two phrases. So yeah, just start at the beginning of the middle section. Yes, it's right there. Your six aren't true. Oops. The six, this is when you get to the second time, and it's a. Those aren't in tune. They're you're not reaching up for the D sharp and bringing the second finger up for the F sharp. It's just it's slightly flat. Could you maybe start right at the second time? You have.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, it's got to ring like that. Otherwise, we don't have that. Ooh, what key are we going to? Which is the whole point. All right. So then, what fingering are you doing when it changes key with a? Right there. What fingering are you doing? Right. No, that's right. I'm talking about to the. How are you approaching the G minor? Are you doing 2-2? Yeah, sorry. Ah. May I make a suggestion to help the intonation there? Which is to, rather than a 1 on the F sharp, use a 2. And then your first finger doesn't have to figure out what the heck to do.
Yeah. Okay. Two.
And then just 2, yeah. Yep. 2-2. F sharp to G, 2-2. And then it just, for me, I find it much easier to play in tune. Okay. Perfect. That was that one. Let's see. That was all good. That was good. Oh, yes. When it gets all big and noisy. So let's see, where's a good spot to start? Oh, start right. So this is page 2. You know where I am, right? You know where that was? So yep, go ahead. Start right there. Play right there.
Here?
I want to see what you do. Yeah.
Oh.
No, start before that. So it's on the, yeah. So right here. Yes, great. So first of all, can you bring it down to the piano where it's marked, where right before the E flat?
Yeah.
You have a piano so that you can really get a crescendo. And then when you get to, this was all great. When you get to, that's another spot where you need to let the wrist flop. When you get to the, so that we have a lot of sound. Otherwise it gets a little crunchy. So on the,
Okay, good. The same place or?
It looks
no,
like
why
we're
don't
ready
you
to go.
Oh, we're ready to go. Okay, does that all
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Anna?
Yeah.
Great,
Thank
sounds
you.
lovely. Brava.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Well, we have the quartet here. Welcome.
Hello.
This is Philip, and he'll be working with
Hi.
you.
Hi.
And we have, probably a good close to 30 minutes.
Fabulous. Do you all speak
Okay.
English?
Okay. So, do you? There is something wrong.
I think, Philip, you're on a little delay here.
Sorry, I'm not hearing.
That's okay. The Zoom blipped out for a second.
Okay, so it's not me.
He is asking if you all speak English.
Yes. We can understand you well, but sometimes we have some problems with speaking.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Well, I'll let you start your piece, and we can go right now.
Okay. We have a question. Do you want to hear from the beginning, or some maybe some other movement?
But this is a question to Philip.
What would you like to play for me? What?
We were thinking
whatever
about...
will be helpful to you.
We would like to play first movement because we will play it in the second round, third round, I think.
Yes.
Okay, then play that.
Okay.
Okay.
Somehow I got myself muted. Sorry. Marvelous. So that was marvelous. Yeah. Love that you're playing a work by her. Here in America, we don't hear much of her music, so it's absolutely marvelous that you chose her quartet. It's spectacular. So I tend to like to work backwards. So we're going to start at the end and work towards the beginning of the movement, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing is the very ending at the ba 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 beep bump. If you could get more so more. Can you play it, Sol G?
Yes.
This violin? Yeah. So because this has to be the biggest thing. So if you could all, because you're a little weak sounding because it's on the D for, dull string. So yeah, just try right there at the end with that. This is the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars.
Okay. We have some problems with sheets, so can you give us?
You take your time to get your music put back together. Oh no! That happened to me when I played Shostakovich 8th Quartet. I dropped the music in performance, so I understand. Yeah, that's all you needed. Now it sounds, you hear how much better it works doing that way? Perfect. All right. So now what we need to do is set that up, which is right at 34. What I would suggest is overemphasize the accents by doing forte pianos when you come in so that there's room for each of the, and then you have room to do a crescendo to get there.
Okay.
Try that. I know she didn't write it, but I think it'll be more effective. So right there at 34, just start on the second beat. How did that feel? It sounds a lot better. Does that sound good to you? Yes, perfect. Okay, so now working a little further back, at 33, I'm noticing that people are doing who the 16th you're doing, and it would be more interesting if you're fully sustained through the whole thing. So it's a full round of sound with the 16th. So at 33 second bar, just the viola and first violin.
Nie, czekaj, ja mam tu jeden. 33.
Just those two bars.
Aha, 30, nie, 33. 33 drugi, tak. Tak. To ja potem. Raz.
Yeah, it could even be more sustained. So, I mean, really thick sound. Yes, perfect. That's really exciting. Okay, now what we do is we bring in the accenty person, which is second violin. So if you can be more, really do the glitz, so, and make it just, you're the snotty next door neighbor kid. Okay. So do you mind just doing that for me by yourself so I can hear the really accent and let it drop away? So allow the bow to release more so that we don't really hear much of the second note. Dia, via, yeah. Yes, exactly. Now all three of you. Yes. Do you hear how much more exciting it is with that going on? Okay. Cellist. I'm blanking on names. Kayatan? How do you pronounce your name?
Yes. Kajetan.
Okay. Kajetan. When you come in with a bump, if you can have the same short, tight articulation as if it were pizzicato. Okay. And also play it slightly ponticello. So make it a brighter sound than you normally would. Yeah, right there.
Yes.
Yeah, would you just do it? Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. And then that way, let's do that whole bit with you coming in and all four of you right there at 33. Yeah.
One more time, okay?
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Now we need to fix the sorry. Now we need Gaetan, you need to play a little quieter because you need to balance their pizzicato. So you want to do the ponticello for the brightness and the crispness, but not so much volume. So a little quieter so we can hear that pitch. Okay? Yes. Okay, now we need to do those chords. Now we need to work the chords. But that was all perfect. That was absolutely perfect right there. So you need to decide, all of you, what the length of each of those eighth notes is, because you're not all agreeing where the cutoff is. Some of you are a little longer. I think it's more of a rhythmic thing, so you don't need to have so much length. So it's more of, so really short, really fast, and it's all about the attack. So just those four chords. Can you start right on the chords? I know it's awkward. Yeah. Kajetan, can you use a faster bow so you match the other three? Yes, that was it. Did you hear how much better the ensemble was with everybody bowing the same way? Yes. Yeah. Okay, so that was really good. All right, so we've solved that. Let's go back a little further. Okay, that's all that. Okay, great. Let us start right at 31. Okay. And just start. I need to remind myself how you guys are playing it, and then I'll babble. So right at 31. Okay. All right. So we need to balance this right now, because right now it sounds like all four of you are yelling rather than doing chamber music. So what we need to have more is like what we did at the end with those forte piano entrances with the 16th note people. There's a second fiddle, viola, cello. If you could enter and then pull back slightly so that it becomes more of a massive sound rather than just playing loud. So can we just start right at 31, second viola, cello, no first violin right now. Yeah. Okay. Second violin, you could pull back even further after your initial thing so we can really hear the violist when she comes in on the end, because it just becomes sound rather than bup, bup, bup. Okay. Yes, that was much better. Now, what we need to decide is how the two of viola and cello leave the texture. Are you doing a diminuendo and then re-entering, or are you going to crescendo to the low A and E? I mean, yeah, E, D. This is, I'm sorry, this is on the second bar of it. Cello has the. How are you ending it? Are you diminuendoing or are you crescendoing to the low A?
I was thinking like I don't want to say accenting the last note. I want like make it clear, like da 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 da.
Okay, that's fine. It's right now. Viola is diminuendoing and you're crescendoing, so the two of you need to decide which one it's going to be. So let's try this time. This time, let's do the crescendo to go with the cello and see if first violinist likes it. She's going to be the determiner of which version she wants to hear against her melody. So start that same place and just do it to the the two phrases. No, you're listening and saying which version you like. So we're going to do the first time is with a crescendo. This first time is going to be with crescendo to the eighth note in the second bar. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do it. Yeah, now do it with a diminuendo the other way, and you not without first violin. You have to decide which one you like better. Okay. So Agata, which one do you like better?
Diminuendo.
Yeah, so do I. I agree. So sorry, because what happens is it. Yeah, good. Yeah. So yeah, that's what. So because it also that made your G in the following phrase feel like, oh, we've gone somewhere and this is new. So that's it was really much. Okay, let's put all four of you together through this section. Yep, and this week you just apply the same things we talked about through this section and it'll be great, right? Okay, let's go a little further back. Oh yes, I like all this stuff here. Let's start the bar before 30 and go to 31. Okay, all right. So now we need to voice this, because right now we haven't decided which is the most important thing. Second violin, could you make it even more Ponticello so you become more color and less pitch?
Okay.
Okay. Could you just play a little bit of it so I can get a sense of the sound? Quieter and even closer to the bridge.
Okay.
Really on the bridge. There it is. Yes, that's it. I mean, it has to be really, because you need to cut through, but without volume, but with color. Does that make sense? Okay. And Kajetan, again, a little closer to the bridge so that you get more of edge to the sound. So we have really rhythm. So it's a lot of rhythm. Okay. And now I would just like to hear viola and first violin with the tune.
We have about
Just
5 minutes.
Okay, great. So yes, first violin and viola, could you play the bar before 30? I just want to hear how it's working. Just the two of you.
First violin and
Viola.
Jeszcze jednego czy
To samo.
tak. 1 przed 30. Solo. No, zaczynamy.
Lovely. Could I make a suggestion about a rhythmic idea? Right now, you're making it very into ba, da, ya, that kind of thing. So it could be more. So we feel it, and one, and one. Could you try it that way? I think that's far more musical and interesting. How do you feel?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just yeah. Well, now put everybody together and second fiddle really Ponticello, but not terribly loud. So it's got to be this eerie thing that's sort of annoying them. Yes, that was 1,000 times better. It was so cohesive and it sounded great. Does that feel good to you? Does that all work?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. I mean, I'm not Polish, you're Polish and she's Polish, so I don't, it's an American thing. So there we go. All right. Okay, so this section, yeah, Agata at 29, one after the yep, but when you get to this, really in the string and sustain throughout the whole 16ths. This is after 29, 1, 2, 3, oops, damn my machine. After 29, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's where you're doing the just really in the string. Yeah, go ahead and play it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, if you could do it without the accents, with a really, really legato.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Now what I would like to do is, since she's going to be very, very legato, second violin and cello, hit and leave. So that you show that she's doing that half step thing, but she's doing more interesting things around it. So if just the three of you.
Which one?
Oh, sorry.
7 po 29. Without the first violin?
First violin, second violin, and cello. No viola.
Okay,
yet.
sorry.
Yep. Yes. Cello, even on your up bow, let the sound die. The up bow is leading to the downbeat. I was bung, bung, bung. Okay, again. Yes, much better. Okay, now Viola, you have the hard part because you have to do both things. Your 16th needs ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum, so that you match both sides. Does that make sense? Do you understand? Yeah, so the 16th fully sustained and then an accent and drop away on the quarter.
Yes, we got it.
Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, all four of you?
Okay.
Yes, that was it. Did you hear how much more interesting the sound was?
Yes.
So Jim, are you gonna break us off now? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, we got about a minute here.
Okay, all
Judith,
right.
can you hear us? Are you ready? Maybe we have more.
It was to other, I think.
Yes, I can. I'm here.
Okay, we will have you in 1 minute.
That's
Okay.
cool.
All right. So you guys sound great. You have beautiful ensembles. So I would just say, work backwards to the rest of the movement in that same sort of way, seeing how each fits, who complements whom, and how you can really clarify the textures. Does that make sense? Yeah, because it sounds great. Because you notice how when we figured out all the little bits and put them together, all of a sudden it sparkles the way the composer, she's so inventive. So you really have to bring all the bits out, and it's not just by playing loud. It's by articulation and all of that. But you guys sound great. It's lovely. Absolutely fabulous. Yeah. Thank
Bravo.
you. All righty. So now I have to grab a viola.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Really, thank you for the
Bye-bye.
lesson.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you.
very welcome. It was lovely. You guys sound so good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oops, I lost my doodad. Oh.
Hello, Judith.
Hello, Philip.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. And how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank
Welcome.
you. So you're going to play some Hofmeister for me. Is that correct?
Yes.
Fabulous. And we're doing the first movement, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, very good. I got to pull it up so that I have the right. Perfect. Great. Sorry, I need to just drink a little bit of pop. My voice is dry. Yes, I know it's gross, but there we go. Okay.
I have mine here, so we're all good.
Okay. I have to stand a little bit away. I hope that's all right.
That's fine.
Would you like to hear the cadenza?
Marvelous. Do you want to start now or? Yes, please play the cadenza.
Okay.
Brahma, absolutely lovely. I love that you used all of your bow. You don't get stuck here or stuck out here, and it sounds lovely. Just let's start with with the body of the movement. The first thing I noticed is you set yourself up for a little more work than you need to with the pickup, because you start way out here at the tip. So then all of a sudden you have to do a full bow rather than if you start a little lower. Oh, sorry. Then you're right there to get the rather than. So try starting about here on your bow for the pickup. Okay, just do that right now.
Yep.
Even lower. We need to, in order to get a really good, I'm losing this. So we need to get all the way to the frog for that. So you need to, otherwise I don't hear the D. Yes, notice how all of a sudden the D was there? All of a sudden we heard the D? Yeah, so the next thing we do to get it to be a really nice warm sound is if you can think about really rotating the wrist when you go for the C string. So rather than lifting the arm and doing all of this, it's just right there. So you just rotate the wrist. Now go all the way to the frog. If you go all the way to the frog, it'll be a better sound. Yes, you'll just need to practice it a little bit to get the balancing, but if all the way to the frog, and remember to really rotate the wrist, and it's both ways. You rotate this and then back. And you got it, okay? I won't keep hitting you over the head. I understand that you understand the idea, so that's great. Let's see, on the next thing, that was lovely, Oh, you tend to clip your last notes.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard this before. Okay, I don't need to say any more. Okay, very good. All right, and the same, when you come in on the second thing, it's again, all the way to the frog and allow the wrist to flop. Oops. Yes, did you hear how much better it sounds when you read? Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Okay, and then that was good. Let's see. No, that was good. Oh, so you're actually slurring that on the rather than.
Now, I'm not really slurring it. I'm trying to take it a bit softer, but it came out as a slur right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying not to do a too harsh staccato there because of the different character.
Right, exactly. I understand. If you get it a little. Do you have collé, right?
Sorry?
Do you have the collé stroke where it's just in the finger? Yeah. If you think of it as sort of a gradual collé while you do the slur, you'll get that little emphasis and it'll say ha ha ha. So it'll be that sort of giggle. Maybe try that right there, right on that second phrase at 3. Yes. Did you hear it giggle?
Yeah, this time it came out right.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, great. Okay, then are you doing the bowing in the scan you sent me at the end of the phrase? You have the. Are you doing a down bow on that open A string? You're doing an up bow.
I'm playing the upbeat down bow and then.
Okay, make sure do a little. I didn't hear the upbeat. It's got swallowed. So you need to use. You just need to do a little more of a quick, a little faster.
Yeah.
So you wanted to. Why don't you start on the second half of the phrase? So after 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, on the half measure where the phrase starts again?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was much better. Make sure this was the second time you did it. Your high A is sharp. So make sure yeah, because your intonation is very good. So when it's not, it sticks out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love great intonation. No, it's very good, but it's like, oops. All right. Okay. So in this next thing, does it feel clumsy when you come in on the is that feeling clumsy to you, or?
Yeah, that place and me are not the best of friends at the moment.
Okay, yeah, because it sounded a little awkward, and yeah, okay. So part of it is that you're starting with your elbow too high with the bow. If you can think more of that same wrist thing, so there's, it's just you feel a release rather than this, and then all of a sudden you're like flapping, you know, like a bird. So a little start in the middle of the bow, and then just think of the wrist being almost like a table. Okay, and yeah, so just try that right there from starting it with, and yeah. Okay, now you're also getting in your way because the viola is moving around a lot. Your whole upper body. You probably heard this too, right?
I tend to do that when I don't like a place.
Yeah, which just makes it all the worse. You know, it was like, let's make it harder for me. So if you think of it more that it's always just in the wrist and the arm dropping down, so that you should enjoy it because it sounds great when you know, just relax and play. And there it was. You just have to relax, and so then when you get to the second one, even more relaxed and floppy wrists. So that you have the. So it's just right there. So try that, just thinking really floppy wrist and just back and forth. Give it a shot.
Second place now.
So
with
again,
the
it's with the triplets, and it's that same. It's all about the wrist and keeping everything relaxed and just letting it go. See, if you relax, it's there. So you just have to relax and enjoy. Okay, now we have the last one where it becomes all sorts of complicated with the, you know, the. What is your fingering when you get to the 8th notes?
I'm going from 3rd position.
Yeah. Okay. That will work, but it's more dangerous than if you stay on the. If you stay up, it's not so much string crossing and it's a little less dangerous.
We're at about 3 minutes.
Okay, all right.
Okay, I'll try that.
You try it? Yeah, you don't need to do it right now because, you know, trying a new fingering in front of people is never fun. Okay, the development was lovely. Just be brave when you get up to the B. Don't worry about the shift. The, you know, with the. You're hearing it, you nail it. Just know you're going to get it. I often call it the power of pretend. You pretend you can do it, and then you can do it. So I'm going to pull up the cadenza, and let's just do a couple minutes on the cadenza. It was lovely. There was only a couple things I had to think, and it was not about technique. It was about just an interpretive thing. Where is it? Oh, okay. So it's at the bottom of the first page when you. This was really lovely when you. That was all lovely. What surprised me was when you got to the triplets. I would like a little more like, oh, where did I end up now? Because, you know, you sort of have to imagine that you're making this up on the spot. It's like, oh, how am I going to get back? So if you could play a little more with that idea, it would be great. And then I'm a little naughty. At the end of it, I like to do. Just because, nobody's expecting it. And so, just because nobody expects a violist to do that. So why not?
Right.
And, it's this disappearing thing and it goes. And then I loved how you ended the cadenza because you gave the conductor your tempo.
Yeah.
That last bar has to be absolutely in tempo. Otherwise, how do we know we're going to get out of things? So it's just, let's see, there was one other, oh, right. At the end of the sort of first phrase when you got the, if you could be a little more exploratory, like, ooh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do this. And then all of a sudden you have that, oh, sorry, what key am I meant? I mean, just let all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I want to do this thing fast. So, just a little more playful with you were always very good at easing the tempo. It was always very beautiful. There were never those moments of, I'm going to show off.
Yeah.
So if you could have an occasional moment where it's like, okay, I mean, like that one is easy. I know you can play it, you can play it fast. So go ahead and go, oh, I like this. Oh, I'm going to do this now. So if there could just be a little more of that improvisatory nature, because the notes, it's in tune, it's got great sound. So it's just that little bit of freedom of showing off. And I think you're probably a little too proper to fully do the showing off. You're probably as bad as me. My dad is an Episcopal priest. My grandfather is a Norwegian Lutheran pastor. So it does not come easy to show off, but the audience really likes it when we do it. So, lovely to hear you. And again, love that you use all of your bow. I'm so tired of seeing people who only use this part of it because, we paid for this too. So lovely. Do you have any sort of last minute questions that I might help you with?
Not at the moment, no. Thanks.
Okay.
I'll take this input now and.
Fabulous. Lovely to hear you play. It was absolutely marvelous.
Bravo.
Thank you. And thanks very much for the class.
Oh, you're very welcome.
So, thank you, Philip.
You're very welcome. It's a lot of fun.
This was just great. I have a message for everybody. You'll be hearing from me very soon. Your semifinal round submissions are due in 2 weeks, and I'll be sending an email out in congratulations to you all. This is going to be a great semifinal round, and we can't wait to hear you.
Marvelous.
Are there any questions at all? All right, so we will be back in just a little while with Win and David in about 45 minutes. So stay tuned until then.